Alright, so just a short video out here at the driving range. Just got done doing a lesson. I'm going to take advantage of this beautiful sun, share a couple things with you. Obviously we're going to have planes flying over, announcements being made, etc. But hopefully this audio will still work out pretty good. I'm going heavy end first, then the light end, working on the snap. So obviously full swing stuff I'm pretty well able to accomplish in indoors. But what I wanted to work on out here was actually kind of working on controlling my wedges. You know, a lot of times when you're working on getting that full swing going, you work on full extension and full release, but that's not always what you're trying to do, especially with a wedge shot. So if I'm just going to pitch the ball out here in front of me, what I'm working on is a little bit of body turn, very kind of stiff-wristed. So there's two types of wedge shots I like to hit. The stiff-wristed wedge shot and the wristy wedge shot. So I'll show you both. So here's the trajectory. Right, you can see there's not a lot of wrist movement, mostly just body turn. I picture it's kind of like a restaurant door, bar door that kind of flips both ways as it goes back and forth like that. So that's all I'm doing is turning. Right, mostly driven out of the hips. So that's one shot, and then the wristy one is where I go ahead and add the arm swing here and then up. Right? So much higher, much further, because I've created another lever. And I'm able to get the hands and arms involved. Whereas the body turn swing is more for controlling the precision of contact, trajectory. It's a lot easier to control distance, I think, that way, especially under pressure, because you're kind of just setting your big muscles in motion. You know, I think of it like a train, a locomotive, when that train's going down the tracks. It's slow and steady. It's not deviating. You know, a ultralight airplane that has the ability to make lots of maneuvers in the air. You know, that's more like what the wrists are doing. So body movement is slow, consistent, operates kind of like a heartbeat, tick-tock, kind of like, I like to say boom, boom, as I get my body movement. So this is more like pivot, pivot. And then if I pivot a little bit longer, I can hit the ball a little bit further. Right? If I pivot a little bit shorter, I'll hit the ball shorter. Okay, so the distance that I'm hitting it is all relative to the amount of pivot. Okay. Now what happens if you get wristy on a short swing is you feel like, oh no, I'm going to hit it too far, and then you end up decelerating, right? So the wristy swing, now you've got all this power stored up. You better be wanting to hit it far. If you're not trying to hit it far, then you're probably going to decelerate. And then your chances of hitting a consistent shot are not very good. So body turn for consistency. The other thing that makes it more consistent is the shallowness of the attack angle. When you just do a body pivot, you have a very shallow attack angle. So it doesn't matter if you're hitting shots off of really soggy turf or really firm turf. So I'm getting ready to go to Australia and play the Q School finals there. It's going to be really, really firm. It's not going to be like this kind of turf at all. But swinging nice and shallow doesn't really matter right? I hit that one a little heavy, but if I just do a nice easy body pivot, I'm able to control that. It's when you start throwing your hands into it that you get steeper. So if I go here and here, now that club's gonna come down on the ball a lot sharper. But you need both, right? So I'm a firm believer in wedge play, that it's all about versatility. So I have large gaps in my lofts between my wedges because I want to be able to utilize my creativity to fill those gaps. I don't want to be robotic and hit them exactly the same incremental distance. I want to reserve that for my full swing. If I make the same full swing with a 7-iron and a 6-iron, I want the distance to be exactly the same. I'm hitting those, you know, 177 with a 7-iron to 177 with a 7-iron to 192 with a 6-iron, right? That's my approximate gap. Now this gap down here with the 56 degrees around 100 yards. If I do just my body turn shot, you know, it's gonna go probably 75-ish. And then if I use my wristy swing, it's gonna go all the way up to 100. All right, so I'll finish up this session just with a few swings. You guys have seen me hitting the ball indoors. Now I'm going to hit a few outdoors for you. Hit a few 6-irons and some drivers. Fade. That was better. See, instinctively my first swing was to hit a little steeper, take that divot. So what I did on that one is I worked on that posting of the left leg that I've been doing indoors, and my divot was thinner as well. Probably a little bit too thin. Try another one. A wider stance that I've been working on. There you go. That was a nice. All right, so made it back only to find out, well, I figured out pretty quickly that my battery died on the range before I got to hit any drivers for you, but I looked at the video. Some of the 6-irons were pretty good. Feeling really happy with how the swing's feeling. The wider stance might be take a little bit of getting used to in the iron and wedge game. But I think as the club gets longer, I'll push that stance out, and I think I'll be able to generate some good power and the ability to kind of clear out on that left side better. Here's the wedge that I was hitting, the Epon wedges. Been really happy with those. I know New Level makes some really nice wedges too, but I'm not inclined to switch these guys out as I go off to Q school. So tomorrow I'll probably end up doing a little putting video, maybe indoors. It is Thanksgiving, so happy Thanksgiving to everybody who celebrates Thanksgiving. Good old Turkey Day. I know my wife has got some friends coming over, and she's cooked up a great meal, so that'll be awesome. Really looking forward to that. And please, if you're really enjoying the videos, subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out. It helps you stay informed, and it really kind of boosts my credibility in this space as well. I know I'm providing some good content for you, and I would really appreciate the subscribe. And make sure you ring that little bell as well, because when you ring that bell, that's when you get the notifications that a new video has come out. So thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next video.